Hey, I'm glad you got a button-up shirt today because you got to look your best because you know who's coming up.
Oh, is Pooh coming in today?
You know the august Mr. Pooh, the judge of all things fair and right, is going to come up and oversee. We got to roll the balls a couple times, man. It's huge.
This is
huge.
This is my least favorite thing we do on this channel.
Oh man, you know what? Get right with it. I'm glad you're dressed up. You got a collar. You got buttons.
I'm gonna go change.
That is the proper.
I'll get a whole new shirt.
That is the proper attire to pay respect to Mr. Pooh.
No respect needed. He does not deserve it.
I'm going to agree to disagree. Welcome back to Talking Story. Hey, my name is John Minton. That right there is our literary wingman, the child of happiness in the field, all by himself. And look, the facts are in. The best producer on BookTube. Just check the bathroom walls everywhere. Next time, anywhere on the globe, you're in a stall, turn to your left, turn to your right, look behind you. One of those three spaces, probably in Sharpie, is going to say, Jacob with a K, best producer in BookTube.
Oh, with the K specific. It should not to be confused with the Jacob with a C BookTube producer.
No.
It's the one with the K.
No, that guy, we're not talking about that guy. We are $1 short and a day behind.
What does that mean? Oh, because we did push back. Yeah.
We did push back. I hope everyone had an absolutely amazing weekend. For those of you that celebrated Easter, I hope you had a wonderful holiday weekend. I hope everyone had a great weekend and a wonderful stress-free week last week. I hope it was filled with 5-star reads and some great family time and hanging out with your friends and just whatever flicks your switch. I hope you had that. We had an amazing gathering. Everyone came over. Everyone hung out. Everyone had a great time. So much of a great time that there was no way we were getting Mr. Pooh upstairs to the studio.
We did. I mean, that was part of the reason we didn't do it. We had a lovely Easter dinner with the family, and we were tired. Pooh was tired. Did not work out to record that night.
It didn't work out. But look, we're here today. We are ready to get together, start the week off right. We're going to go over everything we read. We're going to just chill out for a little bit. We're going to take a deep breath. We're going to let it out. We're going to just hang out for a little bit and launch ourselves into the week the right way. We are sorry we are a day behind, but we're going to make up for it right now.
Absolutely. I hope so.
Okay, so let's blow my doors off, blow my hair back. Tell me how much you've been loving The Devils by Joey A. Talk to me about that advanced reading copy that you got of The Devils.
This way. You know how I'm feeling about it. I'm not
You got to hit us all. Hit us all with it. Come on.
I'm not excited to explain this. Okay. I have not read any of The Devils this week.
Yeah. Tell us why.
I will tell you why. There was a problem that I've been having with The Devils for a little bit now. That was the first 20% of the book was fantastic. That was it's this very interesting world with a whole religious governing body that I found really fascinating and I wanted to learn more about. And then you get introduced to these characters that have their own personalities and wonderful dialogue, and it's such a treat to see these characters interact with each other, and for Joe Abercrombie to have a pace and a flow to his dialogue and his conversations in a way that I have not enjoyed dialogue like that since reading Martin McDonagh. Like that is the highest praise I can give it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, he's the king of voice, man.
Yeah.
He's the king of authorial voice.
To have a book make me laugh out loud is crazy, and I laughed out loud with this book multiple times, and I am not even done with it. But once you get past that 20%, and I think this is a preference thing. So please nobody take this out of context. Listen to everything I'm about to say. So
you're saying it's a you thing?
I think it's a me thing.
Not a Joe Abercrombie thing.
I think it's a me thing.
Okay.
And it is that once you get past that 20% mark, you have your cast of characters that are on their journey with kind of a vague goal in mind. And then some things happen and that goal gets even more vague. And we just start moving from place to place. And, you know, as we're moving from place to place, we're getting closer to the characters. We're getting some backstory on people, and that's interesting. But I don't like not having a big goal, a big arc for the book of what's happening with this world and what we're doing and what we're heading towards. I'm not a fan of the type of stories that just kind of meander and we spend time with characters. It's just not my vibe. And then I was feeling this way kind of early this past week, and I saw that Library of a Viking posted his own review and said pretty much 70% of the book is that. It's just meandering around, and I immediately thought, like, I don't know if I can take that.
Wow.
So I've decided not to finish it.
So you are going to DNR the Devils.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, DNF.
Yeah. I'm going to DNF the Devils.
And you do not resuscitate. You're not going to resuscitate this read.
Maybe.
You're going to DNF.
Someday I might come back to it. I might resuscitate it and come back to it someday. I'm not going to say I'll never pick it up again.
It's not a DNF. It's
DNF
a not for now. It's an FN. It's an NFN. Not for now.
And you're just trying to start a new acronym. No one's going to buy it.
No, people say it's like a not for now. I mean, I'm just not right. I'm going to come back when I'm in a better headspace.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And Library of a Viking did say the last 10% of the book was fantastic again. The first 20% is great. The last 10%, great. I just couldn't bring myself, because I have so many things I'm looking forward to getting to that I know I'm going to enjoy 100% of. I just couldn't bring myself to move at as slow as a pace as I do to sit through that 70% that I'm probably not going to enjoy for a really long time when there's so many other things that I could be reading and really loving, you know? So maybe someday I'll get back to it.
Here's the thing, man. You bring yourself, your beating heart, your soul to the work, right? This is why the audience is so important to the artistic endeavor. You bring yourself to it. How is it going to hit you right now? It might hit you entirely different when you're 32 or 33 or 47.
It might.
But right now it hits you this way. Move on to something that brings you some joy. Move on. There's absolutely nothing wrong here, man.
Yeah. And that's not me like not recommending the book. I think for people that like Joe Abercrombie, you'll probably really like this book because I've heard that the Blade itself is... Oh, you can say, because you read it and loved it. Is it a similar thing where a lot of the book is kind of moving from place to place?
That first trilogy works very much like a large story. So even though it's the first book feels like setting up the stage and introducing the world and people will say, oh, there's no plot there. I'm not going to go that far. I do think there's a plot there, but things don't move at a breakneck pace to a point. It does meander and show you little corners of the world here or there, and these people in it, and kind of sets a stage for everything that's going to happen.
I'm sure the Devils is doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, and probably.
Whenever book 2 comes out, I'll probably read the Devils and catch up just so that I can be there for book 2, because the everything other than the meandering around, I loved about the Devils. It's just that one thing. So maybe if I can, carve out some time to catch up for book 2 so that I can get to the more plot heavy stuff that I like to enjoy, we'll be good to go.
Okay. So, but here's the flip side of this coin.
Yes.
You weren't picking up the Devils because is there something that is calling you back that you just can't stop, that is moving somewhere? Talk to me about it.
Shadow of the Torture by Gene Wolfe. It's so good. That's part of the reason I didn't get back to the Devils, is that I thought, well, I have my goal to finish the Devils and finish Shadow of the Torture by the end of the month. And I'm a little behind, so maybe I'll just pick up Shadow of the Torture on audiobook and still keep reading the Devils on Kindle. And I just found myself picking up Shadow of the Torture in book form and in audiobook form every time. Like it just, I had a choice to pick up one or the other, and I picked up Shadow of the Torture, no questions asked, every time. And I believe you started it as well, so you can, I'm sure you'll have a better pitch for it than I do, but it's so that gothic feel that I've always loved of a world that does not hold your hand. You're very much thrown into it in a way that feels so atmospheric, because nobody would ever, if they're journaling or having thoughts, take the time to explain their own world to you. They would just start telling you a story. And they would start explaining what their childhood was like and what it meant to them, rather than how the world functions. And through
because their world is their world.
Their world is their world.
For
Why would they take the time to explain it to you? It just simply is. It should be a given. But through your attachment to this character and the interest in, well, okay, how does their job work? That's interesting. Now they've met this person. What is that role like? Now they're going to this place. Does that mean this about this city? And then you start to piece things together yourself. And that's much more the type of story that I like to read than The Devils.
It's interesting because it sounds like The Devils was doing somewhat of the same thing.
It was for that first 20%.
But now you said they're just moving from place to place, doing certain things, and just like,
but you would
Shadow of the Torturer is
you would get
doing
a
that
piece of it. See for the first 20%, it was we're meeting people. Oh, what is this role like? What does this do? And we were getting lots of that. Every chapter, you're getting lots of, oh, that's interesting. That's how this works. I like that. That's cool. I have more questions about that. And then once you get past that 20%, you'll maybe get a sprinkle of that every 3 chapters or so. And that was not enough to keep me interested.
Gotcha.
Which is fine.
Gotcha.
If other people like that, that's okay. But
yeah,
Shadow of the Torturer has been so good to me this past week.
Been your vibes. And that's great.
It has been
because
my vibe
coming up May 1st.
Oh, is that when it is? May 1st?
Coming up May 1st, we do have, it's going to be, think about it. So many amazing booktubers are joining us, and the amazing Christopher Rocchio is going to take the role of Sherpa and guide us up that hill, tell us everything we need to know about Book of the New Sun by Gene Wolfe.
As much as I'm trying to piece things together, I think I'm going to need that Sherpa.
Yes, 100%. I feel as much as we're putting it together, we're still at base camp, and we need someone like Christopher Rocchio, who's been enormously inspired by this work to create his own amazing series, the Sun Eater series. He's going to take the time and meet with all of us booktubers on May 1st. We're going to live stream it right here. Check back. We'll make sure everybody knows about that when it's happening. But you will be done and ready.
I will be done and ready. I'm at about 40% of the way through. This is the first 2 books, so right around halfway is where Shadow of the Torturer ends. But I'm about 40% of the way through Shadow of the Torturer. And we were talking a little bit about it earlier today, because you had started it yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
And are now already ahead of me, of course.
Probably, yeah.
And you told me, oh man, these next few chapters you got coming up, or things start happening. And
something goes down.
Okay. And I picked the book right back up right away, and it was devastating. Like, for such a gothic, grimdark kind of world. No, I'm not saying what happened, but for such a gothic, grimdark type of world, it's like, all right, next chapter. Oh my God, that's horrible.
yeah. It is. It does. It goes to some horrendous places for sure.
And I loved every moment of it. I can't wait to get back to it tonight. So that was everything I read in the week. Yeah.
Hey, excellent. What a great week, man. What a great week. Find something that's not quite working. Find something that is. Enjoy your week. That's the way to do it. That is the way to do it.
Yeah. I feel bad for DNFing the Devils because I know everyone's really excited for it. But please still read it. I think you'll like it. I think it was more about me than the book. That's just my preference.
It's a not for now.
It's a not for now. It's a not for now.
It's not what you were looking for right now. So before I start blowing through books here, anything else you got?
That's all I got. I'm ready for you to pull out all 9 books you read this week.
No, it wasn't anything like that. I did wrap up Was Willem by M.R. Carey. Now, this is our book club selection of this month, and we will be all gathering, I think, at the end of the week, and we're going to be talking about everything about this book. And I can't wait. The book clubs are the best. If you have any interest, check out right down there in Patreon. And what else we got down there? We got
Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, Facebook, Patreon, and Discord.
Yeah. So if you're interested in any of it, other places to hang out with us and get in touch with us. If you're interested about the Patreon book club, it's all right there. And you know what? We probably should just take a quick second to thank some folks.
There are a lot of people to thank. We probably should.
Yeah. Okay. Let's
Thanks,
do that
everybody.
right now. Just a quick break in the action to thank all of our correspondents, directors, and producers on Patreon. These people keep the lights on. They make decisions for us because we don't know what we're doing. We're not great at making the decisions around here. The decisions all the way from what I'm going to read next, what the book club of the month Patreon pick is going to be, but all the way up to video ideas and what we're going to do here on the channel coming up for you. If you're interested or you want to find out how you can be a part of this, right down there in the description box, click the Patreon link. It's got all the answers for you. And once again, thank you to all of these fine people that are helping us build the channel, our correspondents, directors, and producers. You know what? They're the ones that make everything possible.
They are. Absolutely, they are.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing to me. Hey, today, let's just stop a second and go, today, we got 1,000 pages, 1,000 pounds of our book delivered to us to start shipping out. A lot of this is possible from those people, those amazing people keeping the lights on and doing everything for us here. And you know what? I before I get into my books that I read, I don't want to waste any more time. Let's see who won the giveaway, and let's see what our Patreon choice is going to be for May.
For next month.
When the August Mr. Pooh comes up.
Can we do it without Pooh, or does Pooh have to come in?
He has to come in.
All right, let's get this over with. I don't want to see this.
All right, here we go.
This is a nightmare already. No.
Okay. Oh, he's found the chull. You know he loves the chull.
He's messing up the papers. He's just everywhere.
It's all right. Look, hey, the August Mr. Pooh is here to make sure that everything is above board and fair, because we're giving away our copy of Dragonsteel Prime.
He's leaning.
We've got
on
a list
the
of
mic
folks
right now. There we go.
That's you know what? Let him lean.
No.
Let him live and love and lean. Okay, so you ready? Let's give away.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Our Dragonsteel Prime. Throw the names up there. This is everybody that threw their name in the hat, right?
Yep.
I believe we got 1 through 22.
22 people. That is correct.
All right, let's I'm gonna get it rolling here.
He's not even looking in the same direction.
Hey, you can look over there. Look at this. He knows when he's ready. All right, here we go.
Tragedy.
Here we go. All right, we got. All right.
Well,
number 3.
3. That is Jakob B.
Jakob B. We are going to get an address for you. We probably have an address already. We're going to check up the addresses. We'll get this in the mail. We'll protect the corners. It's going to be beautiful when it gets to you. Thank you so much for putting your name onto the list.
We're going to send Pooh
and we
your
can't
way
wait to get this to you,
because we are sick of him.
No, we're not sending Pooh.
We're sending Pooh. He's going to be in the package with Dragonsteel Prime. He's coming your way.
Well, he is Prime. He's Pooh Prime.
He's not Prime. Look at that.
Look at that.
He's yawning.
That's
he's
Prime.
too tired to be here. We should
All
get
right,
rid
look.
of him now.
Now we gotta roll. We gotta figure out what is going to be our Patreon book club selection for May.
He's yawning directly into the microphone. I can hear it in my ears.
You know what? Just let him live.
I can't.
Why can't you I'm just looking over all the possibilities here on this list. There are some good possibilities on this
whole list on the screen. Check it out.
Yep. Okay, everything's on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. All right. 1 through 25 possibilities here. What are we going to get? Let's roll it back the other. I'm going to start over because that was like a 30. The yellows are in 30.
Oh, the yellows are too high of a number. Okay.
Yeah. So, okay, 1 in 25. It's got to be a red. It's got to be a white.
Gotcha.
Either one of those were in business. It's a white.
Does that
we
one
got
counts?
a white.
All right. Oh.
We got a white. Look out. What we got here? Number 5. Number 5.
South of Broad by Pat Conroy.
Okay.
I have no clue what that is.
You know what? You got me, but we're going to be reading it in May. So there you go. Mr. Pooh has deemed it official.
Get that dog away from the microphone.
He has something to say. All right. You know what? I've heard of Pat Conroy. I have never read Pat Conroy.
You have not.
But I'm gonna.
You're going to. I think you'll like it. I was reading the summary for it in between things here. I think you'll like it. It seems like it's very... I don't know about slice of life. I don't know if I read enough to say it's slice of life or not, but it seems like it's very friendship and marriage theme heavy, which you tend to like.
Two things that I like: friendship and marriage. Hey, look. Thanks to Mr. Pooh for making sure everything is above board, and huge congrats to Jakob B, man. I had wrapped up the Cosmere, and I knew so much in my head I didn't want to read something that was maybe not canon. It was just not ever going to get read. I knew somebody would probably love to have it. So I'm so happy. I'm so happy we'll be sending that out to you, my friend. And I'm so happy you won. Congrats. Okay. So now you're ready to get into...
Now I'm ready to see all the things you read this week.
All the things. Okay, so I did finish Once Was Willem by M.R. Carey. Again, our Patreon book club this month will be meeting into the week to talk all about it. And you know what? I had a little bit of a devil's moment with it. A little bit, the way you were describing.
Didn't love it. Okay.
Look, I had a great time at the beginning. You're getting introduced to this world. I was I really enjoyed M.R. Carey's The Girl with All the Gifts, but he really changed up his prose style here to take us to a different time and a different sensibility of language. This is more of a medieval fantasy type of setting, and he really shifted his prose style, and I was really appreciative of it. Took me a second to get into, but once I did, it was like it really did kind of transport me a little bit, kind of give me a little bit of a different sensibility of language, and I was all into it. And then it started telling me the story of William and how he becomes, Willem, and how he becomes Once Was Willem. What happens to it? What tragedy befalls this family? What goes on in this little hamlet with this castle and the most bizarre found family that springs up. Now, as we're starting to have this found family spring up, we're starting to get... It's almost like vignettes. It's almost like little stories of these of these decidedly dastardly monsters that are in this area, living in the woods, being cursed. Here's a story that ends up with this amazing ghost at the end. Here's a story that ends up with how did Willem become Once Was Willem? Here's a story that ends up, what's living in the woods? Why are they there? Here's a story, and we start to just meet these new creatures that are in and around this little fort, this little castle that has been taken over, and the little hamlet next to it. And in the area, we start to wondering, how is this all going to come together? They're kind of cool little stories, but I'm not really seeing how it's all driving to a place, how it's all coming together, how it's going to come together and form this story. And then right around the, I would say, 3/4 point, maybe 60% in or so, the light started going on, and all these threads started pulling together, and we started to see how they work. And we started to see where the last reel of this flick was going to go. And then I was all into it. And then it got extremely metaphysical by the end, a little spiritual at the end, a little side trip to, I don't want to give too much. Well, it's right on the back of the book. We get a little side trip to hell. We get a little,
okay.
we get one of these pieces get pulled off the earthly plane, off the playboard, and thrown in, has a little side trip to hell, where some enormously interesting questions are answered. And we all kind of springboard off some of the Gnostic texts and some of these ideals that you would find in the Gnostic mysticism are kind of used as a placeholder for cosmic horror almost. So it's a little bit, not quite cosmic horror, it's a little bit spiritual, it's a little bit based on the Gnostic text, it's a little bit dovetailing off of the never-ending battle between good and evil that a lot of us have heard in the Judeo-Christian type of stories and texts. But this goes back a little bit to a different mysticism using the Gnostics, and it just went down so well. It was really interesting. It was really fascinating, and I really liked that little diversion that it took through there. And then after that little diversion, we had kind of a Seven Samurai kind of feel here at the end about,
That's not what I expected.
This found family coming together and overcoming these amazing odds to save this town that was by the fort. I gotta tell you, man, by the end, it had that little point where I was like, I don't know, all these threads, how are they gonna come together? What's quite happening here? By the end, I was like, if this group of badass monsters come together again ever on paper, I'm gonna be there for it.
Really? Okay.
So I gotta say, by the end, I was having a truly good time with it.
It was so funny that while you were explaining your experience with the book, you were talking about like, we're moving with these disparate threads. It gets very metaphysical there at the end. It felt like, he's describing like the same experience he had with David Mitchell. And then you said, and we go to hell and there's Seven Samurai. I was like, that's not David Mitchell. That's very different.
It's different. It's different for sure. It's really a bizarre cake. And when you're mixing it up, you put a little bit of The Crucible by Arthur Miller, you put a little bit of Dante's Inferno, you put a little bit of a fairy tale in a medieval world, you put a little bit of Scooby-Doo in there, a little creature of the week, different ones pop up here, there, what's going on exactly, how they're going to come together, how were they made, what's going on, you mix that all up and you get this kind of pretty bizarre cake by the end, but it went down pretty good, man. Really did. I really had a good time.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. It sounded a little bit there like you might not, but I'm glad it pulled through.
I had that moment, but I pushed through.
See, maybe that's the lesson. Maybe I need to go back to the Devils and push through.
Maybe when you go back, it'll feel different.
It very well may. It might.
Let me tell you what I got into next.
I thought we were going to be matching for a moment.
I Don't Want to Kill You. By Dan Wells.
I hope that's how they say the title on the Audible track.
Yeah. Hey, I Don't Want to Kill You.
I don't want to kill you.
I Don't Want to Kill You. This is book 3 in the John Wayne Cleaver. It's kind of like a first trilogy. Wraps up really nicely here. And wow. Dude.
Do I have to get back into the John
You
Wayne
need to
Cleaver
get back
books now?
in. You had a good time with book 1, am I right?
I did. I enjoyed book 1. It was very...
If you had a good time with book 1, all I'm telling you is where this goes by book 3 will stop you, will rip open your chest and take out your heart and look at it for a second and then squeeze it and drop it and step on it and then bring it back up so you could see it before you go into brain death. It is gut-wrenching. It is absolutely gut-wrenching by the end of this journey that we're going on, John Wayne Cleaver. This young man who is 16 here, now driving, which is frightening enough, but this is a young sociopath. This is somebody that kind of sees serial killers almost like his celebrities. He kind of studies them and he looks at them, and he doesn't quite feel emotional connection like other children his age do. And he's actually been diagnosed by his psychotherapist as being a sociopath. And he feels sometimes he's slipping into a psychopathic tendencies, right? When he's kind of following people around. So he has a set of rules for himself of don't follow people around for too long. You'll become tuned into them and it'll lead nowhere good. He has all these rules for himself, right? So he doesn't slide down the slippery slope of becoming something so he doesn't want to be. But then when he finds true evil in this world, when he finds a bit of a supernatural, a bit of a whole nother world underneath the world we're living in, these long-lived, he calls them demons, that he has to start removing from his neighborhood to protect his family and his neighbors and just the people in his community, he has to start breaking these rules. And when he breaks these rules, he becomes someone entirely different. And now, by book 3, through becoming someone entirely different, he's becoming someone that's we're starting to recognize. We've always pulled for him. Always in book 1 and 2, I was like, how in the world am I pulling for this sociopathic, maybe psychopathic serial killer in training, but I'm still pulling for this kid. I still want the best things for him. By book 3, we're starting to see, wow, these journeys he's gone through, he's starting to have some emotional responses that I can recognize. I'm really pulling for him now. Things are really changing. He's starting to see the world in a little bit different fashion. He's starting to go on this last journey in this last book. I don't want to break anything or break any spoilers here, but he not quite as alone. Maybe he's got some people that he's connecting himself to, that he's moving through this last journey with, and that changes everything. And then by the end, all I'm going to say, boom. Dan Wells lowers the boom. Everything. By the end of this trilogy, everything in John Wayne Cleaver's world is now different. There is a new, entirely different status quo going forward. Wherever the next trilogy of books picks up, it would have to be an entirely different reality, different way than we have seen John Wayne Cleaver in the past. The arcs have come to an end by book 3 in a brutal, gut-wrenching fashion, and everything moving forward has to now be different.
I don't like when you play with my TBR like this.
I'm sad. I got to do the next trilogy.
Really, I've heard some people say that the next trilogy is not quite as fun.
Yeah, Josh, who was nice enough to send these to me.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Josh. He said, hey, stick with the first trilogy. Not a big fan of the next one. I'm telling you where this leaves off. I can't not try it. I can't not go forward. There's no way I'm not going to go forward.
They're not super long. It's not a big time commitment. You can give it a shot, see what you think.
So I'm absolutely got to give it a shot. So this was such a fun. This is like a great palate cleanser. Dark, but a great palate cleanser. Coming of age story that's a little bit different. Had a great time with it. Recommend it. And then, hey, talk about palate cleansers. We had to get a little bit of One Piece. No,
still not matching. Still not matching.
That's not a palate. They had to get a little One Piece. Got to get ready for the next time the crew gets together. So I read volume 14, and dude,
you're playing with my TBR again. I'm picking up One Piece.
When you get into, I think next month is big One Piece month for you, right?
It is.
Isn't that what's on? Whole new island, giants battling, new powers from the fruit, from different characters. We got the Baroque Works agents coming in. We're getting closer and closer to lower and lower numbers, so we know they're getting more and more powerful. New powers for each one, devastating powers for each one. We've got giants fighting for hundreds of years to stake out their quality and what they believe of honor. This was awesome. Was awesome.
I really never thought I would see the day that you enjoyed manga this much.
But dude, this is like, there are moments it's way over the top. Sure. There are moments it's just silly. It's way over the top. It's just silly. It gives you kind of a goofy grin on your face like, oh, come on. Really? I mean, oh my gosh. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Right? And then within the next page, you're like, oh, wait a minute. That's an interesting way to look at honor over a sustained period of time. And what a sacrifice to make for that ideal of honor. And you're starting to have thoughts like this. When a page back, you were like, oh, that's just goofy fun.
Interesting.
And it just goes from these extremes as far as thematic and emotional resonance for me as a reader. And I'm telling you, man, it's you're gonna see next month. You are going to see next month. I can't wait to talk to you.
Yeah, my goal is to just get to volume 9 as quickly as I can, because that's the one where everyone says you get your first emotional hit.
Yes, that's when I can close my eyes and see that exact moment.
Still, after was it 7 issues for or no more than
I don't know how many issues ago, but I can I can go back to that moment of Arlong Park and see it.
Oh man, I'm excited. I can't wait.
Yeah,
I'm excited for you to pick up other manga too. Maybe I can get you to read Attack on Titan someday. Or Berserk.
I can't
People
imagine.
have been giving you Berserk.
Yeah, I think that would be the other one I would try for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Okay, now are you ready? And then we got to get ready, like we say, May 1st. Our big. There's a lot of folks. I should have had the list ready, but we'll get the whole list together and let everyone know coming up May 1st for the big discussion with Christopher Rocchio for Book of the New Sun. We're going to talk about the first book, Shadow of the Torturer, which is what I started reading. You summed it up really nicely.
Oh, did I? Thank you.
You did. Here's the thing that struck me right away, right, is the atmosphere that he can deal with, right? This atmosphere of this place, this world that has moved on and it's in its last gasp, possibly, and you have these people trying to make their way in it while it still lasts. And the sheer weight of everything that has gone before them. The sheer weight, the story is in the antiquity of this place. The story is in how deep these civilizations have been built one upon another. And if you could just scratch the surface and go a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper, you would probably get to the truth. And this character Severin, that's trying to, move up from being an acolyte, move up to be a full-fledged torturer, as he's moving around the Citadel and he's having to deliver a letter here to Master Ultan, or he's having to escort this prisoner to their cell, or he's having to take them dinner. He's just in his everyday activities.
Yes.
This place is so rich and steeped in so much antiquity of what's gone before it in the human experience that everything he walks by is a story. Everything he comes in contact with is a context clue of what has happened and what possibly will happen in this line of human development and human civilization here, right?
Yeah.
And they don't. Gene Wolfe will not hold your hand when he throws these clues out there. He'll just happen to say something like, "This is something about the tower that they're in." Oh, wait a minute, that changes everything.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. If that's what this tower is, then it's just little nuggets like that he's coming into contact with in his everyday life, everyday experience, just trying to eke an existence out in this world that has very much moved on. But the world is so populated with rich history of what has gone before. And the history is steeped in what makes us, the types of stories that we tell to ourselves to keep us going.
But the interesting is that the history is really in the world itself. Like there's very rarely any moments where, and it does happen, but it's not common, that one person passes a story or a piece of history on to another person. There doesn't seem to be a lot of understanding of how the world works in the people that live in the world. It's just around them,
Because it's moved on, and they don't, for a large extent, they don't understand entirely what's come before them, or quite how they've gotten there, or quite why they continue to live their lives in this way with these social mores that they're adhering to. They don't quite understand. It's just what they've always done. It's what brings them comfort. It's what gets them from day to day in this world that is in its last gasps. So it's that amazing puzzle. Every paragraph could have that tantalizing, shiny thing on a shelf that someone just walked by that answers a question that you didn't even know you had about what has happened in this place and what could possibly happen in this future.
Yeah.
In the future of where this world's going.
I love what you said about it. You're really just following Severian's day to day. Because I remember I started reading it and I had got through like maybe the first 4 chapters or something like that. And Amanda saw I was reading it and asked how I was liking it so far. You know, like what's happening in the book? How's it going? I said, absolutely nothing is happening in this book, but it's great.
Yeah.
We're just, you know, it's, to me, it's always like, oh, it's interesting to watch somebody do their job in a weird way.
Right. But he's almost lulling you because what I was telling you, these next couple chapters.
I've read those chapters now. Yeah.
Severian has a little bit of he steps up and has a little bit of agency. He does make some choices and decisions from this status quo that he has kind of set us up.
Right as you finally start to understand what the status quo is.
Yeah.
We're going to change it.
Yeah, this is a great time. People will tell you, oh man, oh gosh, whoo. You know, go in with your slide rule. Go in with your...
No, I disagree.
You know,
I completely disagree.
And a great thing, we do have a Sherpa on tap, right? We do have the amazing Christopher Rocchio to help us.
And there are things about the world that I don't understand that I'll be excited to ask Christopher Rocchio about, but I don't think you're meant to understand all of them. I think you're meant to feel lost and kind of like you're sorting through the weeds and stuff. Like you were talking about with... I had asked you so many times, and Mom, about like how should I read Cloud Atlas because I keep just bouncing off of it. It's like you just have to keep going. You have to assume that you're going to understand this world at some point and just keep going. And if you blindly accept it, it's fascinating. It really is.
Mm-hmm. But I would definitely say it should not frighten you. Anyone should pick this up and have a great ride if you're willing to just focus enough to see those shiny things in the periphery as you're moving through the story. If that sounds like it's a read that would appeal to you, that type of feel, oh my gosh, you should absolutely pick this up.
I'm curious, would you call it dense? Because I've heard some people say like, oh, the audiobook's kind of hard because it's so dense. I don't know if I would say that it's dense.
I wouldn't say it's dense. I mean, he does use some words that, you know, are a bit archaic. You know, you might want to look that up. Honestly, contextually, you can probably understand what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But if you are interested, there are definitely some words in here that you would probably, you know, want to Google, look up, grab a dictionary. But I wouldn't say the prose is so. I'm reading it it's not slowing me down. I'm blowing through it pretty quickly because I'm interested to see what happens.
I think you have to pay attention. And that's about the extent of denseness that I've felt, because I'll listen to it in the audiobook while I'm cooking or something. It's like I have to pay a little more attention, but just barely. I don't think it's dense.
Absolutely. It should not cause any fear to pick this book up.
Completely agree.
Yeah. Okay. So what's next for me after I wrap this up, which I should probably, the way I'm blowing through this, I look to finish it tomorrow.
Me too.
Oh. No. All right. Then I'm gonna go right back in for volume 15.
Oh wow. All right.
Because where this one left off, I kind of really want to go back and I need to pick up volume 15. That's all I'm gonna say. And then after that, I was going to read The Devils so you and I could talk about it. But if it's a not for now for you, I might grab something else for the end of the month, just maybe dealer's choice, and wait for my physical copy to come in so I don't have to read that on a screen.
What do you
think? Because that can be hard on me sometimes.
You have any ideas what to pick up yet, or are you just going to feel it out?
I'm going to peruse my shelf of, I really want to get to each and every one of all of these, and I will pick something. Who knows what it will be. But if we're not going to talk about The Devil's coming up here pretty quick, I probably will do something that I have a physical copy of.
I'd love to hear your opinion on The Devils whenever you get to it. But
Well,
obviously,
I'm definitely.
no rush.
I mean, I will read it next month when I get
Yeah.
my copy.
I'll be excited to hear what you think of that last 10%.
I will be too. I'm really looking forward to it.
I think you'll probably like it.
Well, we'll find. I mean, I'm gonna like his dialogue. You know what? Maybe I'll pick up the Martin McDonough play you gave me.
Ooh, well, you can read that in a couple hours.
Well, but maybe I'll pick up some comics. I don't know. We'll see what strikes.
Just pick
We'll
up
see
a
what
bunch of
strikes
tiny
me.
things.
Yeah, you never know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm take a little bit longer for this, and I won't have the kind of time I'm thinking. We'll just have to find out.
Maybe, yeah. Play it by feel.
So next week on the Weekly Reader, we will all be surprised about what it was I picked up.
Well, isn't that exciting?
Maybe
Maybe you'll just pick up
It is.
all One Piece volumes back to back.
That would not shock me. It wouldn't shock me. Hey, do you remember what we got up to last week?
Nope.
Oh my God.
Not even gonna try.
I'm not. You know what? I'm just gonna tell you because.
Just breeze right through it. Pretend I didn't say anything.
Okay. All right. Well, remember we wrapped up our Cosmere catch up and we ranked everything in the Cosmere. We did a tier list.
Well, you did those things. I did
Well,
not do those
you
things.
built the tier list.
I did build the tier list. That was fun.
It's
I liked
possible
that one.
It should be possible that you should remember what we did because you built the tier list.
It just one day happens
you move-
and then I just delete it.
Oh my God. And then remember, okay, you should remember this too. We went over all of the things we most liked about our reads in the first quarter of
Oh, that was a
2025.
good one. I had a lot of fun with
Yeah.
that one. Yeah.
We had a lot of fun. We looked at favorite character, favorite new series we started, all different types of categories. We went over back and forth about what we thought was our favorite reading moments from quarter one of 2025.
We had a lot of similar answers on that one.
We actually did.
Kind of made me happy. A lot of them were from Wars of
Yeah.
Light and Shadow, which made me even more happy.
There was a lot of great Wars of Light and Shadow moments in there in quarter one. I think for me, they're going to continue because I just finished Ships of Merior, and I can tell you the moments just keep coming.
I can't wait. June, I pick it up. So excited.
Man, unbelievable.
Although
And
I
that
did
brings
just find out there's no audiobook for Ships of Merior, so that's going to be tough.
there's not.
That's
You
gonna
got
be
to read
tough.
that bad boy.
Yeah.
You got to read that bad boy.
HarperCollins,
It's well worth
get
it.
on that.
Yeah, come on, HarperCollins. Hey, and what we're talking about last week, Saturday, we got together with the amazing Wars of Light and Shadow group.
Oh, how
It
was
was
that?
over on Nerd Level Rising channel. Jake hosted for us. Oh my gosh, it was so amazing with Abel and Leslie and myself and Jake and oh gosh, I'm gonna forget. I don't have my list. I'm gonna forget some of the people that were there.
Maybe I can pull it up while you talk.
Yeah, pull it up real quick and tell me who all was there because what an amazing Christopher Navo was there. It was what an amazing group, what an amazing time we had talking about Ships of Merior. That is on Nerd Level Rising channel, Jake's channel. Go over there and check it out. We go spoiler free for a good chunk at the beginning. If you haven't got into Wars of Light and Shadow, the amazing Janie Wirtz was with us.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
We have you reading By Myshelf books with Abel, Christopher Navo, Brian Bell, who I don't know if he was able to make it that Saturday.
Yeah, they
but
weren't all there. Some people weren't. Some people were coming in and out.
Yeah, Library Unbounded and Nerdy Narrative.
Library Unbounded, Sylvia was absolutely there.
Yeah,
And Leslie was there, and Jake was there, and Christopher was there, and Abel was there, and I was there. It was what a great talk. It was outstanding, and the incomparable Janie Wirtz was there. Please go over and check that out. We'll put something down there for
yeah,
it?
absolutely. And check out
Okay.
Nerd Level Rising below, and we'll have
Yeah.
like the link to the actual stream as well.
There you go. Now, what's coming up this week? You know what's going on.
I don't. I have no clue.
You absolutely do.
Oh, I know one of them. I'm pretty excited about it because it involves
Yeah.
us hanging out with people that are not just you and I.
Yeah, and that's always fun.
That's always fun, but it's especially
are
fun
going-
with these two people.
Oh my gosh. Look, there are moments, and one of the best moments is when Richard and Austin from Tudor Ramble come over to play. I cannot wait. So, coming up on Wednesday,
Yes.
this is going to be so much fun. We're going to do a little bit of a book tag situation. We're going to find out who is a book snob
you.
between me and you
I can
and
answer
Richard
that
Austin.
right now. It's you.
And we're not gonna score ourselves. We're gonna score each other. We'll have tallies at the end.
I'm scoring you right now.
No. And we're gonna see who is a book snob.
Okay.
With the amazing Richard and Austin from Two to Ramble. So we're gonna have I can't wait for this. We're gonna be great. It's gonna be a great time. That'll be on Wednesday.
On Wednesday.
And then on Friday we got our May TBR. Everything coming up.
Lovely. I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
TBRs are always fun. But I'm
love
very
TBR.
excited to hang out with Richard and Austin.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
I assume it will fall into chaos within 20 seconds.
2 minutes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
2 minutes.
Maybe I'm long. That's a long time.
And then we're right back here for a weekly reader. No streams after that, or
yeah, right back here for a weekly reader. Because there's another Sunday of the month, right?
There is one more.
There is one more Sunday of the month.
Yes.
So we'll be right back here for a weekly read, and we'll see what I picked up to read, because it's going to be a surprise I couldn't even tell you right now what it's going to be.
Well, if you don't know, I certainly don't know.
No, there's no way anyone could know.
No way. But that's what's coming next week?
That is what's coming next week. So the last thing is, have you been watching anything good?
I have. I mean, first of all, I watched the new episode of The Last of Us just this morning.
I haven't seen it.
I will say nothing.
Don't say, say nothing.
I liked it. IGN gave it a 6 out of 10, which I thought was ridiculous.
Better than that?
Yeah. Like 6 out of 10. Come on. That's stupid. I mean, it's not a 10 out of 10. I don't even know if I'd say it's a 9 out of 10, but it was good. 6 is ridiculous. For those that played the game, you know what's coming.
Okay.
Or for those that watched the episode, you already know what happened. I'll leave it there because you haven't watched it. Then today, I was doing kind of some busy work, just jotting stuff down on my notebook, kind of pen to paper kind of work. And I thought I'll put a show on in the background. And I took a recommendation from you and put on The Studio.
Yes.
Dude, that was like the most fun I've had in a long time.
I told you.
I know. Like I watched one episode and I was like, oh, that was good. I'll just watch episode 2. Why not? I'm sitting here working. And by episode 2, I had to stop working because I was laughing too hard.
Yeah.
I think I watched 5 episodes in a row today.
So you're like caught up. You're caught up with.
I'm pretty much caught up. Yeah.
How great of a show is that?
It's so fun.
It's so fun.
I had to text my friend Tyler right away and be like, dude, you got to watch this. You would love this show.
I told you were going to love it.
I know. I'll let you do the when you talk about it, you can say what it's about because you'll explain it much better than I do. Well,
I caught up on The Studio this week, and this is from Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. It's on Apple Plus TV.
Yeah.
I haven't caught a show on Apple Plus I haven't thought was really a quality show. And this is another one. So this is like a guy that's worked at a studio, Continental Studio. He used to give tours. He's been there forever. Now he's a creative executive. And the head of the studio is getting fired at the beginning of episode 1. And he feels like he has a chance to be named head of the studio, which is his dream job of all time. And be careful what you wish for. Because from here on out, after that, the series is about the dog that caught the car. He gets the job that he's wanted all of his life. And then it is just
the
horrible house of
stressful. If anybody gets secondhand embarrassment really bad, I don't know if this is the show for you.
Yeah, it is just that house of cards that comes tumbling down at that crossroads of where art and business uncomfortably connect. And it's and the cameos are just unbelievable.
Great. I saw the first episode this season of The Last of Us and Catherine O'Hara was in it. And I was like, oh man, she's so good. I need more Catherine O'Hara. And
you get more Catherine O'Hara.
You get more Catherine O'Hara because the producer that gets fired, or not producer,
the head of the studio.
The head of the studio that gets fired is just MIA for like 2 episodes. And they show up and it's Catherine O'Hara. I was like, yeah, exactly what I wished for. Lovely.
But I mean, yeah, cameos by like Charlize Theron and Martin Scorsese, and I mean, it just Steve Buscemi. It's crazy. It's
Ron
just
Howard.
nuts, right? Ron. It's so much fun. If you love movies, it's a great show. It's a great show. I did catch. I'm not quite caught up. I haven't watched this week's episode of the Gemstones. Really enjoying that this season. I'm only one episode behind.
I gotta watch that too, don't I?
Oh my, it's really good. Really good. I caught the first episode of The Last of Us, but I haven't watched this week's yet. And the first episode was really good.
I loved the first episode. I will say the first episode is probably a little better than the second, but there's a lot to like about the second.
Yeah, but what a great show. And then I watched the final episode of Daredevil.
Ooh. How is that? Regale me with your tales.
All I can tell you is season 2 can't come soon enough. Look, Disney finally made a good Marvel series. Like I had hopes for Moon Knight. But
yeah,
they sometimes when you try and please everyone, you end up pleasing very few, right? And this is made for people that like Daredevil and Punisher and the street level gritty reality of those types of heroes. And this final episode goes for it. The budget is, let me tell you something, they don't skimp on the stage blood. They don't skimp on the blood in this final. It is brutal. And we've been waiting for the Kingpin to finally fill out his own skin and show back up this season. And wow, we've been waiting for Matt Murdock to finally step up and be Matt Murdock. And we've been getting glimmers here and there. And it's like by the end, it is all there on display. They've got it. They got it. They got what these heroes are about. They got what Hell's Kitchen is about. I can't wait for season 2.
That makes me so happy. Season 2, they announced was coming 2026,
a year,
right?
It's a year between. Yeah.
Wow.
They're shooting now.
Quick turnaround.
I've seen set photos. Yeah.
Very exciting.
Because I've seen some set photos. He's in the black suit.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Man, I got too many shows to watch. You got to stop recommending. You got me into books, and now I don't have enough time to do books and shows. You can't tell me about good books and good shows.
That's what we do here, though.
This is killing my free time.
You built this channel. Now are you telling me we need to shut it down?
I think we do. I think it's time.
Just because it's filling up too much of your dance card?
It's become mildly inconvenient for me, and therefore it must go.
That's the way the world works.
That's the way my world works.
Well, I can see your point. Okay, how about you? I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you had a great week last night. Sorry about the day late again. Hey, what did you get up to? Did you watch any great shows? Did you read any great books? Did you finish any 5-star reads? Hit us up in comments and let us know. We're going to answer comments as quickly as we possibly can. We're going to answer every comment that comes in because the whole reason we started this was not just to fill up Jacob's dance card and make him read and watch a bunch of stuff that he wasn't watching before, but it was to talk to people about books people that love books, love the kind of books we love. So we're going to talk back and forth as quick as we can with you. And while you're down there leaving that comment, hit that thumbs up button for it. A lot of times you don't even think about it being there, but trust me, it helps us go out a little bit further, meet some new people, and every one of those new people we meet, that's like Jacob, the experience he had this week, that Not For Now experience. Everybody brings themselves, their beating heart, their living soul to the viewing of this art, the viewing of this story, and what it says to them. And that perspective, that singular, one in a billion million perspective that will never be on this planet again, but is here with us right now. If we bring in one more perspective to share these journeys with us and these stories with us, it makes us all a little bit more wealthier, a little bit more intelligent, a little bit more empathetic, a little bit more understanding. That's where the true magic is of understanding art together as an audience. And that's what this channel is all about. And if you haven't subscribed yet, maybe this is your first time checking out Weekly Reader, what that's all about, hit that subscription button, because I got to tell you, this is the most amazing group of people that we have ever been lucky enough to be associated with. And I think when you join up and you find the kind of people that they're going to hang out with and talk story and what that does to them and how it moves them, you're going to find out this is the best group that you've ever been a part of. And joining it with that subscription button will absolutely give you a tingle. And that's just a scientific fact.
It is. I am legally obligated to say so.
Yep. Because we got the papers to prove it.
Chris Ritchie has the papers to prove it.
Yeah, we do too. It's on Discord.
It is indeed.
Yeah, check out. Check out the Discord, because even if you're not a Patreon, there's tons of read-along and tons of hangouts and tons of stuff going on there. Amazing place to hang out and talk about story and books and art. And it's all right there for you. I think that's it for us, right?
I do believe it is. I got nothing else.
That seems like it should be enough.
I think it should be. I think this is an hour-long episode. It should definitely be enough.
You've got to stop making these episodes so long.
It's all me. I talked about the devils for way too long.
I know it's all you.
It definitely has nothing to do with the Pooh Bear that should come nowhere near these cameras ever again.
Look, I think you talked about the devils for a good 50 minutes.
50?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I could talk about the devils for 50 minutes.
I don't think you even realize.
I don't think I enjoyed it enough to talk about it that long.
You're going to get some comments, man.
That's what I was afraid of. Please read it. I think you'll like it. I just happen not to. I'm sorry.
I think you're going to get some comments. All right. That's it for us. We got to go because Jacob's got to read Shadow of the Torturer. Thanks so much for joining us here on Talking Story.